and they're literally lying to you.
Biggs and Bogs.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave.
Grab my Bitcoin and leave.
Yeah, I'll take my Bitcoin and leave.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Nope.
Fuck this shit, I'm
Say
out.
no to the US dollar, folks.
I don't know what the fuck just happened.
400 billion. They just fucking put it in.
Yeah.
400 billion.
The Fed
Can you
balance sheet.
believe that? Goodness gracious, folks. Oh, hey guys. Welcome back to your Future Hand with Biggs and Bogs. I'm Marty Boggs.
And I'm Julian Biggs.
And we got Spencer on sound and screens. Thanks for joining us today, folks. We like to come at you about once a week or so and talk about some subjects that we do believe will benefit your future hand. Yes, folks, this is some quality crypto content, but I don't know if we're going to get too much into the crypto content today because there's a lot of stuff going on with inflation that we need to talk about. We need to get the truth out. This is just madness. So smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and let's get right into it. What are we up to today and how can we plan for tomorrow? Julian.
Thanks, Marty. Good to be back in the studio. Yeah, like he said, we're going to talk about the inflation scandal that's going on in the U.S., how much money has been injected to the Fed balance sheet, what is happening in the financial system. But first, as always, the market scope.
Oh, market scope.
So market scope here, I got it zoomed out. I want to show you guys the monthly chart here. This is the monthly chart. So the bottom, the last swing low that I'm looking at on this monthly pattern was the crash of the pandemic in March of 2020. We came all the way down to
The
a
dandy
low
panty
of $3,670.
Can you believe
and
that?
We are now at a price of $27,845. So in the last 3 years, Bitcoin is up 663% to where we are right now, right? So this is major gains for 3 years, and people will tell you that Bitcoin's losing its value and it didn't work as a store of value and all this stuff, and I just don't see that, right?
It's insane.
We've got a 660% gain in the last 3 years. So this is crazy to see. But what I want to point out here, we'll get zoomed in a bit. Got to stay on the monthly though. And what we're looking at is the Fibonacci retracement levels from that last bullish move as well as the bearish move in 2022. So this white Fibonacci retracement is the bearish move of 2022, and the yellow trend line here is the bullish move between 2020 and the top of 2021.
Right.
So what we're looking at here is that we had a beautiful bounce off the 50% fib level at $16,298. We did go to a low of 15.4 there, which we also called here on your future hat. But we had a nice bounce. You can see we had two monthly closes right on the 50% fib level of that bullish move, right? So now we're looking at the bearish move though, because we've found the bottom. So from the top to the bottom, we've now got, I don't want that volume to show up. So from the top to the bottom, we now have this move, and we've now tested as support the 0.236 or the 23.6% fib level, as well as broken through the 0.38 or 38.2% fib level of $27,214. So last week I was talking about we needed that weekly close above $27,214, which we got. We tested a new high into the resistance box that we've been seeing here for some time at $23,980, which is a high here on Bitstamp. And now we just need to close, in my opinion, close this monthly candle above $27,200. And like I said, we should see the test of this 32,396 level. So this is what we're watching for now. We got a few days before the monthly close. We need this candle to close above $27,214, or I do believe that we will retest this resistance line, which actually goes way, way back, way back to 2013 bull run. So this to me is very significant, and I did believe that it could retest this line. And if we do retest this line, we're looking at, like I said, somewhere between the low 25
and what's that percent? Like another 4%
down?
Back down? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
which is totally
8%.
possible, but still, like with what's going on right now,
even if 10%, like it's not even a big deal.
It's not a big deal at all. And with what's going on right now with the traditional finance system, I don't think it's going to even go there. Like it's madness.
It's tough to say now, and I really thought so. We tested 20K again after hitting the highs, mid 20K there, the mid 20s. We came back down and tested 19K. And that was great, and it was a great trade. But I did think that we were going to go and test that again, but I'm not so sure anymore.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
don't want-
people got to take profits. There's still a small amount of people holding a large amount of Bitcoin. It's still got to get distributed before it's going to be more stable. When, we're still very, very early in this, right? We still have another 100 and some years before all of it will be distributed. So we're very, very early, folks. If you're just getting in and you're still hesitant about it, don't worry. Just start DCAing. You'll be fine. I actually have a little story that I will share later about about a person who reached out to me and they stuck to their DCA plan, and it's fantastic. So stick around for that. But I want to talk about this madness that's going on in the mainstream media right now with the inflation. I've watched Fox, I've watched CNN, I've watched all this stuff when it comes to inflation. I want to see what they're saying. I want to see what they're feeding the people.
Did you hear the truth in any of those?
On these fucking platforms that people are supposed to get their information from. Like, that's what they've built their business off of, bringing you the information that you need to better your life. And they're literally lying to you. They've come up with, we have too many jobs. The wages are too high. We're spending too much money. The demand is outstripping the supply, and some of these have a little bit of reason to them, but it's not the reason. Okay, I don't understand why it's so hard for people to say. I asked ChatGPT, by the way, this morning, what was the number one? Let me bring it up. What was the number one thing that? What was the main cause of inflation in the U.S.? Inflation can have various causes. Number one, change in the money supply. When the Federal Reserve increases the money supply, there is more money available to spend in the economy, which can lead to an increase in demand and prices. Basically meaning the more money you put into the supply, the less valuable the money becomes, right?
Which is why stocks go up.
We have an infinite amount of money. The Federal Reserve came out to back up this whole banking run thing, saying, don't worry, your deposits are safe. Don't worry, everything's okay. We have an infinite amount of money. That's not a good thing. No. That is a terrible thing. If you're going to be using it day to day, that's fine. For transactions, peer-to-peer, whatever. That's okay. But you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot rely on saving something to hold your value that there is an infinite supply. Okay? That is absolute madness. The mathematics say run as far as you can away from anything that you're trying to gain value.
But people need to also understand is that we've been grown up and raised to believe the system as it is, right? And there is no cap on anything in our system until blockchain development. Okay? So nothing, oil, gas, corn, grain, gold. It doesn't matter.
Gold is number one right now, and we can. There's an infinite amount of gold.
There's an infinite amount of gold because we can always reproduce.
And we're going to mine asteroids. They're already looking at mining asteroids.
So
Bitcoin, hammer down. Bitcoin is. I am fired right up. Bitcoin is the first and only true thing of value that humans have ever experienced in our lifetime.
So, okay, well, lots of things have value and lots of things produce value, but it's the only thing with true scarcity in our economy.
Yeah, so if you're trying to...
It is the only fixed asset that you can invest in.
It has a cap supply, and it's compared to something that's infinite.
Right? And so this is why the predictions of $1 million and shit like this are all over the place right now. Okay? But it's going to take time, and they're not going to just let it dissolve their monetary policy overnight.
No.
Like that.
Obviously not. They're going to fud the shit out of it.
If we get a lot of the arguments, a lot of the comments, and a lot of the hate we get is that we don't apparently understand basic economics. Okay? One thing you need to understand is that you do not get your financial advice from Twitter or Instagram or YouTube.
Yes.
We're here to share our journey in crypto.
Yes,
and what
this is
works
not
for
financial
us.
advice.
It's also entertainment. We're spreading a message of awareness that there's something with more value than the monetary policy that we've been raised on.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
So much more.
So we share our journey, but it's working out, and the proof is all here. It's all there in the charts for people. It's not in the mainstream media. I fucking tell you that. Right now.
This is the inflation scandal of 2023, folks. Like, this is what's happening right now is a major distraction.
And as a result of that, Bitcoin has been the best performing thing in this whole interruption. Okay, so in 10 years, in 2011. I think even after the 2010 little bubble that they had, 2011 Bitcoin was trading at 30 cents. Okay, 30 cents. It's worth $28,000 today. Right?
It doesn't take rocket
see
scientists.
What's happening, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, It's crazy the comments that we're getting on our videos. And if you're on our side, please hop in the comments. Don't be afraid.
Yeah,
because
don't be afraid. Like the stuff. Jump in the comments and share your opinions. We need that.
And all we're sharing here is the statistics. Okay, we're the mathematics, the numbers, right? We're crunching the numbers. It's not that hard. We're not making stuff up. It's hilarious what people think we're doing. It's crazy. But hopefully we can hopefully we can change these people's perspectives, right? At least they've commented, they've invested a little bit of time, whether they think we're BS or not. At least they've started to pay attention, and maybe we'll be able to change somebody's future and maybe their children's and grandchildren's future.
The proof is there, and we keep saying the worse the economy gets, the stronger Bitcoin gets.
Yeah,
and it's proof there, right? So
we have a capped supply compared to an infinite supply. It's only one way it's going to go.
Yeah,
there's only one way.
I do want to make aware that like if we don't form a new high this year, like the potential for lower prices is still on the table. Like we could, at least retest.
Well, we could go to the
lows,
618, right? We could still go to the 618 at 12K.
Yeah.
But whatever, man. Like that's totally fine. We're looking at the long game. This is an RRSP. Yeah. We're looking at saving our value in Bitcoin.
Let me hear about that DCA story then. So we've had somebody that's been following us since the beginning, and unfortunately, like us as well as others, I didn't really buy above 50K. In 2021, but I was still buying at 45 to I think actually
I started DCAing back again when we hit 30s, and then started going heavy when we were sub 20, and then now I've actually lowered my DCA a little bit as we're going up, right? Because we buy on the way down, we sell on the way up. But if we're looking at long term, and then we will still.
So, anyways, you've got somebody who's been. So us.
Actually, a friend of mine that I went to kindergarten with reached out because they found the podcast. They were super stoked on it, and then they shared their story with me. And I want to say like it was. I appreciate the sharing of the story because it fired me right up. I was super stoked to hear. She said that she got into Bitcoin at 69K. She literally bought the top, but she continued to stay invested, found out about DCAing, continued to DCA, stuck to her plan, and as of last week or the week before last, after that, as of last week when we had that 42% pump, she is now in the green.
Yeah. So, and this is what we've been saying to everybody around us too, is if you stick to the DCA plan, you treat Bitcoin like an RRSP and you buy weekly or buy bi-weekly or semi-monthly or whatever your case may be.
Make a plan, stick to it.
You will be in the green, and it won't take that long. So literally somebody bought in the worst experience that Bitcoin ever had because they turned the money printer off and we started increasing the Fed funding rates.
And the mainstream media told you to buy Bitcoin at 69K.
Right. But she bought through one of the, a pretty bloody bear market.
A very hard bear market, yeah.
And she's in the green already.
Yeah.
So, it's the same as anybody, as we keep saying, as long as you continue to buy Bitcoin, you can't lose.
Yeah,
right?
You can't.
Nobody that's been holding for 5 years is lost.
Only way you're going to lose is if you try and save your money in fiat currency. They all fail. They always will. It's because there's an infinite supply. There's a reason why Bitcoin was developed.
And like it's funny how people think it's a Ponzi. How many times and since when has the stock market being crashed? Because they need new investors' money for them to be rich.
Yeah.
Right? They've been crashing the stock market since fucking the early 1900s.
Yeah.
As soon as it reaches a certain point, of course, the people who fucking started it are
going to when the euphoria is at an all-time high, they dump the bags.
Because they'd be stupid not to. Yeah. That's how it works, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But with something like Bitcoin, if we just convince the world to DCA and we spread this message of awareness that this is actually the equality and financial system for everybody, and we all go along, then we all benefit.
Everybody benefits.
Right?
But the thing is, the reason why you're seeing so much resistance is because the elite don't want to lose that status of elite, right? And with Bitcoin, everybody holding Bitcoin, there is no elite. But we are all elite if we all hold Bitcoin.
Look at this monthly candle. When everyone thought it was going to go down to 12K, and all of a sudden they injected, $200 billion into Bitcoin? Like that's, you know what I mean? Like that's stupid money.
So that's another thing too. We had $400 billion added to this system this year. Quantitative easing is on again. Yeah. They are printing money again because we have these bank situations.
The spike on the Fed balance sheet this year is actually retarded. It's $400 billion.
Yeah, I do believe it's gone up about 40% from where it came down from. Yeah. So it's like that's already almost back.
And it's not just Bitcoin. Like I think the Nasdaq's up 20%. The S&P's up 15 or something like that. Like a lot of the markets are doing good, but Bitcoin is crushing them all.
And the thing because all of them are compared to the US dollar. Even your loaf of bread went up because it's compared to the U.S. dollar.
Even the Romans gave free bread out.
Well, they were famous. They were famous for the bread.
Everything would be better if they just gave me some free fucking bread.
I'm gluten-free, so I don't want no bread.
Oh yeah, he's a celiac. Never mind.
But it's blindly obvious now. Like I can't fathom. I can't understand some of these people's comments on our videos, and it's like
you don't need a big budget. You need to take 1 day a week off the drinking, and put it into Bitcoin.
Exactly.
That's
Stop
it.
drinking at all.
Or stop drinking.
I mean, it doesn't do anybody any good. There's a reason why it's legal and so many other things aren't. Right? They want you to work all day and then go grab a 6-pack after work and sit on the couch and watch TV. That's what they want you to do. They want you to smoke weed until you don't know what to fucking think is true. They want you to do cocaine so you spend all your money. It's all this stuff is is legalized these days for a reason, right? Not only can they not hide it anymore.
You got to spend money because the world goes around by spending money, not saving money.
Exactly. They want to take your money, and that's how they get your money, right? Is consumerism. But that's the thing. Okay, so if let's just jump forward 15 years from now, we've both got big bags of Bitcoin, and what do you do with it? Are you going to sell it and pay taxes? Hell no.
No, definitely.
You're going to borrow money
against
it like you would your house.
Tax free.
And that's what you spend to live. Okay, we're gonna still have a U.S. currency. We're still gonna have some sort of unless the CBDC comes in.
Weird. Yeah, it'll be CBDC.
Yeah, so
100%.
But the CBDC is gonna be compared to Bitcoin. Its price is gonna be valued to BTC.
We will value things in BTC.
Right. So and people are gonna be fighting over Sats at this point. Yeah. So this is why we're like telling you we're in early. Make sure you're sticking to your DCA. You don't have to ever sell Bitcoin. You don't ever have to pay taxes on it. Don't let that be the thing that holds you back.
The shitty part is like even if people, all the people who don't believe in Bitcoin are eventually going to have to own Bitcoin.
I'll tell you right now, all the people that don't believe in Bitcoin have never used it.
Yeah, no.
As soon as you use Bitcoin once, you're like,
that's why I say there's two types of people in this world. The people who own Bitcoin and the people who don't understand it.
You don't understand it. Exactly. Because all it takes is a couple times using it. Maybe the first time it's a little bit different. It's a little bit new. It's a little bit odd. You don't kind of understand it. But you and I have probably made 10,000 plus crypto blockchain transactions by now, right?
At least.
And it's like, it's so efficient.
And like even I got a friend in the UK, and we've recently started interacting with each other in an effort to kind of avoid things that we shouldn't lose money to. As far as we're concerned.
Yeah, middleman bullshit.
And it happens instantaneously.
Yeah,
instantaneously, and we don't lose any of our money by transacting between each other. Between here and the UK. So
that's on the other side of the world, in case you didn't know.
And it happens in seconds. And because we share this...
No waiting 5 business days.
We use the same exchange, Binance, now you can transfer in your funding wallet with 0 fees.
Instantly, folks. Like, what more do we need to say? Like, you don't... Like, remember, we talked about this before.
It still boils down to those basic economics. The supply and demand.
Exactly.
Okay? There's never been anything like Bitcoin. It's the only fixed asset ever in existence.
With a capped supply that you cannot add to.
There's 21 million and there's 19.4 million in circulation now. Okay? That should be enough for anybody who understands basic economics.
If you don't get it, if you're not getting it by now, just continue to look into it. Continue to start using it. The best way to do it is to just put some money in. Put $100 in. Put whatever you want. Like I suggest starting with just put aside $100. Throw it in one way or another, however you can. I suggest putting it on a ledger. Ledger would be the best way. Any self-custody wallet that you have, and then just start to pay attention to it. Once your money's in, you can't not pay attention to it, right? That's how you learn. Just get in and start doing it one step at a time. And then you'll realize, you'll actually probably laugh when you go, I just made a transaction from Coinbase and I sent it to my ledger and it literally took 30 seconds. And now it's here. Yeah. And not only is it here, I could actually send it somewhere else now if I wanted to. If you're doing something like that in the bank, it takes people to make multiple touches. Hands have to touch it. And then it sits, and then there's a hold, and it's like...
And the way the government's been controlling us for 100 years or more is through the financial system. So imagine being in control of your own finances.
Well, how can we take control of our own finances?
By opting out and buying Bitcoin.
Because, think about it. How do they take control of you? They fucking put a stop on your money. They take your money from your bank accounts. If there's a bailout...
When you protest in front of the parliament, they shut down your bank account and send you home.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you do that to them when they're tyranny? You take money out of their system and you put it into Bitcoin. And then instead of having you working for your money and putting it into traditional finance, thinking that you're saving it, you get your money working from you and you take it out of traditional finance by buying Bitcoin.
And then guess what? After enough people do this, what do they have to do now? They now have to move with the masses.
Yeah, they
and
will.
if you're already in, what does that mean for you?
And that's why
Bing.
that's why the U.S. government owns 125,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
They have 125,000 Bitcoin. The U.S. government.
Do
right?
as they do, not as they say.
Exactly.
And it's pretty obvious.
And on that note,
I think this is a pretty good one. Fire it up. Smash the like button.
Do the
Subscribe
things.
if you're new. Comment. Let us know where you're coming from. And we'll see you on the next one. Have a good day. Biggs and Bogs out. Peace. Nice. My computer's about to die too.
Biggs and Bogs.
Oh, shit. May as well give him a little shake. Why not? Shake, shake, shake. Fuck this shit. I'm out. Okay.
nice.